Someone told me that you're kinda sweet. I'm not a sucker for that kind of thing.
What's up everyone, and welcome back to Too Much Tech. And in today's video we're going to be reviewing the Xtrfy M4 RGB lightweight ergo gaming mouse, which personally I think is one of the coolest mice on Amazon right now at a very reasonable price as well, mostly because of like all the colorways and options that you get with this mouse. And we'll get into that in just a bit. Starting off with the build quality and design of the M4, honestly this mouse looks like one of those ergo Logitech mice that you usually see at like an office building or something, like something that you use when you know you're at work. Instead of having the typical hexagonal pattern, the M4 uses like a circular cutout design, you know, which is a bit different. So I'm okay with the fact that it has cutouts in the mouse because it only weighs like 69 grams. It's super light. It's almost as light as a G-Wolf's Hottie. The weight is negligible. And for a fully ergo mouse, I think this one is also like the lightest ergo mouse too, because the Model D, I want to say, is about, it's just over 70 grams. Everything else that I've used is around that, you know, 70, 75 gram range as well in terms of ergo mice that also happen to be lightweight. The shape of this mouse is really good as well when you grab it with your right hand, of course. For big hand sizes, I do think that this mouse fits extremely well. For smaller hands, you might want to look for something else, but in comparison to the glorious Model D, I do feel like this is a much better, more universal shape that will fit a lot more hand sizes better. Because with the Model D, that mouse is honestly only like a big hand size mouse to feel like maximum comfort on it. Other than that, if you have small hands, the Model D is kind of like in that place where you would almost consider it too big to unusable, and you would probably have better performance with something a bit smaller. Fortunately, Glorious is coming out with the Model D minus, so maybe that'll fix that issue. But I do think that this mouse shape in general is superior to that of the Model D. In terms of the quality control as well, there is very little creaking on the mouse. You really don't have much to worry about. The durability is definitely there, and it's even water resistant too. So you can splash this thing, you know, if you accidentally knock something over on your desk, and it should be fine. So on the bottom of the M4, there is a polling rate switch that will, I think, go from 125 to 500 to 1000. Obviously, you should set it to 1000 because faster polling rate means that your tracking is going to be that much more accurate, because it's checking for your sensor movement 500 more times a second than if you have it set to 500, and then a lot more if you have it set to 125. Like 125 to me, you shouldn't even use it. Like, it's not a good idea, trust me. Especially if you play on a low sensitivity and you do a ton of mouse movements, because you want your mouse to read all the movements that you're making. The sensor performance on this mouse is really good as well. Honestly, I didn't even look up what sensor this mouse had because it's kind of irrelevant. Most of the higher end sensors nowadays are really good, and they're kind of hard to tell the difference between how good the tracking is. It's more so of like the overall experience of using the mouse and your performance in game, and that's really gonna have to do with the comfort, the glide of the mouse. Speaking of which, the PTFE feet are pretty good. I would say they're very close to maybe the glorious G skates, but maybe a little bit not as good. And then the feel and shape of the mouse, as long as you feel comfortable with that, your in-game performance should be good. The switches I do think sound pretty good. I'm gonna drop a sound test for you guys right now. And the side buttons as well are really big, and I think they're perfectly placed. Like, one of the issues I had with the Model D, the side buttons were they were okay, but the placement for sure ruined it for me, and it could have been better. And this feels like a more improved version of the Model D in just about every way. The one area I think that this mouse could really improve is the paracord. The paracord is kind of stiff. It's not bad. As long as you have a mouse bungee, you should be fine. It's not gonna get in your way. Speaking of which, Xtrfy does have some really cool mouse bungees on their website as well. I seen the blue one. I was like, I gotta buy that because it goes with the whole beach theme that I got going on right now anyways. And a blue mouse bungee is gonna look sick. But where this mouse really shines is when you look at all the colors they have available. They have a white option, black of course, they have a retro option, they have a pink, they have this blue, and man, all the colors look really good. If you're looking for something to match your setup or your keycaps or whatever, I'm sure they got something that is pretty close to it. Maybe if they had like a green and orange to round everything up. Man, my camera focus is going nuts right now. What is going on? I think if they rounded out with having like a green or orange color option, I think that they would be pretty much all set. Like that's really the only things I think that they're missing. Maybe a yellow too. Green, orange, and yellow, and maybe red. But like when I say red, I don't mean like the off red that the Air 58 and the Hottie are. I mean like a real pure like blood red. I have not yet seen one of those in someone's setup. So if you guys know, drop an Instagram link or something to somebody that has a blood red mouse. I'd love to see it and see what it looks like and see if I'd be interested in even buying it. And I feel like the only real competitor to this mouse in terms of like the amount of color options that they offer is probably G-Wolves with the Hottie. They're the only other almost ergo mouse, but I'll say the Hottie is more of an ambi mouse, even though the buttons are only on the left side of the mouse, which makes it a right-handed mouse. It's probably the only thing that is trying to compete on having the color options that the Xtrfy M4 has. But overall, I really do like the M4 and I would recommend it to somebody looking for a really comfortable ergo mouse with a bit of flair too, around 60 to 70 bucks, which I think is an incredibly fair price for the amount of options and just the quality of the build that you get with this mouse. The performance is good, the color options are cool, the paracord is decent, the mouse feet are good, the clicks are good, the placement of the side buttons is fantastic. Like, oh, it's comfortable. What more could you really want? All right, you guys, that is going to be it for this video. If you guys enjoyed, be sure to drop a like and subscribe to the channel. Turn on those post notifications. Don't forget, hit that bell. Turn on all notifications as well so you guys don't miss when Too Much Tech uploads a new video. And yeah, join the Discord. Follow me on Instagram. That's all I got for you guys. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you in the next video.